Alright, I'm back with one last playthrough of this game for today.
It's here, chat. Alright, new game. Let's go. I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I have anything to sell? See here, I think I used the nectar. I only have 2 of them left. Yeah, because that won't do. Alright.
Okay.
Let's go. We're getting to the second stratum. This episode. I swears it.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this one.
Get out of the way.
That was fast. Leave it. You didn't even try it out. Alright, fine, I'll put it back on. I just don't really like the filters that much. This is just gonna get me fucking killed, man. I can barely see anything.
Maybe I'll get lucky and Otto will kill it using nope. That frickin' chances. My only slasher is Mara. I can't
Mainly
believe
like
that
the edges
name I
of the
went with.
screen that's annoying.
I could change people's names, but it cost 1,000. Like, why? There is no reason that should be the case. Yeah, just I can auto.
I can't change the outfit. No, I can change the hat though.
V3's always getting targeted, which is so damn good. Way to go, V3. You're very attractive.
Good, Leon.
Or, I guess, very punchable? Either way, what you're doing is good. Upwards is the right way, so let's not go there just yet.
I don't know if you can like straight dodge that guy there on the stairs. I think somebody was saying that you can. You can like bait out the attack, but that's not very fast. Yeah, I mean that's basically what I just did for you, kind of. I guess sometimes you can get gunpowder from this guy. Only 15 saves, yep. So, no save here. Obviously. Sometimes get a ruby from this guy.
Oh, 140 health.
Just waste my ammo. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, this is really unfair. Feels like cheating to be able to do this.
I know you can go like to the right here, I believe. That's alright. Timer issue when loading. Yeah, I know if you fail and load, you need to like go to the main menu or something. Oh yeah, I wanted to try the S Plus thing.
You're so fast.
I'm probably dead. I don't know what the fastest way to do this is. Like, do I just kill as many people as I can, I guess? Shoot the bell, that doesn't work. I wanted to try that, though. If you spend ammo here, it'll hurt a lot more later. Yeah, that's true. It takes a while, though, right? I mean, in the speedrun, you're definitely going to want to kill. Fellas. Dead already, I'm fine.
There are still quite a bunch of info that's hidden from the
I'm
player,
probably dead now.
even in the remake, even in the HD version. I still don't really know whether or not this should be called a remake or not. Ah, here's her until Wimpy.
Don't grab me, Granny. Oh, there's a cutscene.
Leg protection. Ah!
I should use another heal. I want to like figure out how to. I don't know like what the best way to like loop people around though is. I have to use. Oh wait. There's an autosave here. Okay.
Yeah, but the autosave
The knife from breaking stuff. Yeah, I know there is a different animation if you slash while running.
reloads your time, so
I don't know if I would
really
say it's
shouldn't.
actually that much faster. Maybe it is. Like, the animation is still pretty slow for this. Yeah, it's probably better. Oh, I have to quit out? No, I don't. Okay. Wait. 6 minutes? Am I 6 minutes in?
They're not resistant to any elements.
So if I press continue from the main menu, will it be correct? It's like 10 seconds to get in the house.
Well, I gave Freeze arm, so I may as well. Or not Freeze, Firearm.
I see you, body. Run over man before you realize.
Alright, we can resurrect.
That sucks.
I think
I
I'll
wish
get
that
Blood
you could
Return
just-
to level 3 after.
Gonna try to finish it anyways. Yeah, I mean it's pretty forgiving, right? It should-
Maybe just 2 will do. And then I'll start focusing on getting Veil stronger.
So the end of chapter 1 is when we get to Louise. Pausing then hitting skip is faster than mashing the skip. Oh no, Buck, I'm sure
hell is
there's
that?
a lot of toxic rooms, man.
Weird.
No, the knife is faster. Okay, I'm gonna try the skip. Oh my god,
That's a lot of enemies.
that was... Get out of my way! That was clean. And I want that actually. I don't know like what the best way to start this fight is. Like should I just start shooting them? I don't know. Do I want to just run out the timer or do I actually want to go on? I think it's better just to run out the timer. Shoot the bell. I wish I could. I mean, in the speedrun, you definitely want to kill them. Okay. Like, I'm sure you can get away with killing them. It's just, for now, since I'm doing... I should probably just play it safe. Is it worth going here if you want to run out? Well, I mean, you can just preemptively pick up the loot. Honestly, if you're gonna run out the timer, it's probably better to just loot everything, you know, while the timer's going down.
Got one. It's okay, hot damn Pascal. Oh,
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. And here, I am the real one. This Michael was created by a brilliant young man named Mitchell, who brought it to me at a meet and greet after Brain Candy Live. It is phenomenal, and obviously the most handsome Jack-in-the-Box ever. Everest is a mountain that's 8.848 kilometers tall. Its size is impressive. Or is it? Let's cut Earth, the entire planet, right in half straight through Everest and then start zooming out. As you can see, Everest's monumentality quickly disappears against
Since Blood Return
Earth's
counts as healing,
planetary
Veil heals herself
ginormosity.
whenever she uses it,
Compared to Earth's diameter,
completely
Everest,
ignoring
in
the
fact, all of Earth's ruggedness.
damage she takes from it, which is just
That can
absurd.
seem surprising since we're often surrounded by diagrams and maps and globes that exaggerate Earth's topography. Now, there's a good reason to do that, but it leads to a misconception about just how smooth Earth is. Here's a typical example, a cross-section of the United States that I found on Reddit. The vertical axis spans about 10,000 feet, but the horizontal axis represents nearly 14 million. Stretched to the same scale so as to mirror reality, the actual smoothness of the Earth becomes apparent. On this 1-foot diameter globe, Everest is a bump about 2 millimeters high. Feels good, but if the Earth was actually this small, Everest would be a bump only 1/5 of a millimeter high. It's 10 times taller than it should be. Only 24 people have seen the Earth with their own eyes as a circle small enough to be looked right at, not as the whole world, but as a little thing suspended alone in space. The further away you are from a ball, the more of its surface you can see.
Yeah, that's
Now, we don't always
absurd.
notice this because in our day-to-day lives, most of the balls we deal with are so small, they're almost always many of their own radii away from us, and the available amount of their surface visible is near a maximum. Or they're so big, like the Earth,
Damn, why
that we rarely get far enough away fast enough to notice this property.
Ben's been hit
But
so
the next
hard as
time
long as
you're
it's a
near a
weakness.
ball, get close to it. You'll see that as you get nearer, more of its surface disappears behind the horizon. But moving back up will make it available again. For most of us, stuck our whole lives on Earth's surface, such an experience is impossible. With nothing around to block your view, 5 kilometers, about 3 miles, is about the furthest you can see. Now, haze can limit your view and atmospheric refraction can slightly extend it, but for the most part, everything you can see happens within an area of just 80 square kilometers. That's not bad, but it's tiny compared with what there is to see. The higher up you go, of course, the further away you'll be able to see. That's why it's great to be a satellite. Here's the International Space Station. Yeah, look at that nice big portion of the surface in view. Unfortunately, this isn't to scale. If the Earth were the size of an apple, how far away would the International Space Station orbit? Like this far away? Maybe this far away. Maybe this far away. Actually, it orbits here, 2.7 millimeters above the surface. That's how far the stem of this apple sticks up. That's not very far. Oh, here's another fun little 2-scale fact. If the Earth were the size of an apple, your eyeball would be about the size of the moon. We often imagine that from the International Space Station, astronauts see the Earth like this. But they're just not that far away. From where they actually orbit, International Space Station residents only see about 3% of Earth's surface at any one time. And that 3% is too wide to all fit within a window. When I was in Pittsburgh, their science museum had a mock-up of part of the ISS, and as you can see, out of the window, Earth is still quite expansive. Using special lenses, images can be taken from the ISS that look like circular disk Earths, but the lens is distorting things here. It's fitting much more into the picture. In order to truly witness Earth's entire shape with your own eyes, you would need to either smash your face right up against a window or just be floating outside the station. And even then, you would have to move your head to see from edge to edge. So how high up do you have to go to see the edges of Earth all at once? And even if you did that, how much would you actually see? How much is there to see? Earth is made of stuff. Lots of stuff. Water and dirt and rocks and air, all of which are composed of atoms. Tiny things so teeny that a single drop of water contains not 1 billion atoms, not 1 billion atoms, or 1 trillion, or a quadrillion, or a quintillion, but 5 sextillion atoms. The Earth is made of even more stuff. Not a septillion atoms, not an
Yeah, you fill
octillion,
up an item
nonillion,
so quick.
decillion, undecillion, duodecillion, tridecillion, not even a quadtuordecillion, but 100 quindecillion atoms. But since we live only on the surface of our planet, we unfortunately can't see most of those atoms. If the Earth was shaped like a disk, or an icosahedron, or say a cube, or a rectangular prism, or two stellated rhombic dodecahedrons, we could see more of the Earth than we normally can. But as things are, we actually see nearly the least of Earth's matter possible because of all solids. A sphere, which the Earth approximately is, has the smallest surface area to volume ratio, the most stuff inside and the least stuff outside. So, how many of these 10 to the 50 atoms that make up Earth are on the surface for us to see? That's not an easy question. For one thing, technically atoms on the surfaces of opaque things, like rocks and dirt, aren't the only parts involved in their appearances. Subsurface scattering can and does happen. Regardless, attempting even a rough approximation is illuminating. I asked Grant from the YouTube channel 3Blue1Brown for some help, and he pointed out that if you calculate the number of circles with atom-sized radii that could, packed optimally,
Yeah, look at that.
cover a sphere,
I honestly
the surface
think
area of Earth, you get about
V3 might be a
1.5
little
times 10
overtuned, though.
to the 34th.
And she might be
That's a lot
unbalanced.
of atoms. But then he pointed out that the Earth's surface isn't smooth. Its roughness provides extra surface area for atoms to occupy. Without a complete description of the shape of Earth's surface, every mountain and valley, every bump on every rock, this is just going to be hopeless, right? No. Here's the thing. Earth is made of little rugged shapes that from far away make big rugged shapes. In other words, Earth's surface can be described as a fractal. There's a regularity to its roughness. In fact, mathematicians have even assigned a fractal dimension to Earth's surface, 2.3. Now to see what that means, I highly recommend Grant's video on fractal dimensions. It's fascinating. Using 2.3, and assuming that it applies from the scale of a human hair up to that of a mountain, Grant found that the number of atoms on Earth's surface changes significantly, up from a power of 34 to a power of 37. That's 1,000 times more atoms. So maybe we shouldn't count Earth's roughness out just yet. It's smooth, but not perfect. To put that number in perspective, the human body contains about 10 to the 27 atoms. That's 10 powers of 10 less than the surface of the Earth. 10 powers of 10 is 10 billion. There are about 7.5 billion humans. So, more or less, it can be said that there are the same number of atoms
Well,
in
lucky.
every human body right now as there are on the surface of the Earth. As I've shown before, all human bodies piled into one place would barely even fill the Grand Canyon, but all human atoms spread across the Earth would almost perfectly cover it just one atom deep. Fun fact, the mass of the atmosphere is about 2.5% less than what you would get by multiplying sea level pressure, 14.7 pounds per square inch, by the surface area of the Earth, because Earth's terrain displaces about that much air. Earth's surface is pretty cool, obviously. I mean, it's got lichen and monster trucks and an island in a lake. On an island, in a lake, on an island. But from down here on its surface, you just can't see that much of it. Your view of the Earth is obstructed by lots of opaque things. Walls, buildings, trees, rocks, terrain. If Earth was flat, you could see further. But sorry, it's a rough world out there. Or is it? If you could hold the Earth in your hands like this, how bumpy would it actually feel? We already saw that even our planet's biggest bumps barely register relative to Earth's size, but let's go somewhere famously flat, where, relative to our size, terrain rarely gets in the way of seeing lots of the planet, the U.S. state of Kansas. I grew up here and took this footage while driving across the state last year. You can probably see why Kansas is
Now
often
Teosra
flatter than a pancake.
can
However,
do all the
although it
elements.
is famously flat, Kansas is not the flattest U.S. state. In a fantastic piece of research, Jerome Dobson and Joshua Campbell defined looks flat like this. If, from a given point, any part of the terrain within the horizon rises more than 0.32 degrees up, about the height of a 30-meter hill at the horizon, a typical person would say, well, hey, that part's not flat. By cleverly applying this rule to topographical data, they were able to give every state a flatness score.
Shit.
West Virginia was the least flat. Kansas was only the 7th flattest. Delaware, Minnesota, Louisiana, North Dakota, and Illinois are all, by this method, flatter than Kansas, as was the #1 flattest state.
I'm never actually gonna use these.
Adam Savage and I had the pleasure of visiting Florida with our Brain Candy live show this year, and as this footage from atop the King Center in Melbourne, Florida shows, it's pretty gosh dang flat. Now, even though Kansas is not the flattest, it is the state most often ranked flattest when the general population is asked. It is truly scientifically flatter than a pancake. It's been demonstrated, but there's more to the story than that. In 2003, researchers took a 130-millimeter wide pancake procured from IHOP and analyzed its local reliefs. They found the difference between high and low points was on the order of about 2 millimeters. If a typical pancake like this was the size of Kansas, 5 million times larger, 2-millimeter high peaks would be 10-kilometer high mountains. In comparison, Mount Everest is only about 8.8 kilometers tall, and Earth's deepest scar, the Marianas Trench, is thought to be just under 11 kilometers deep. So, not only is Kansas about as smooth as a pancake, but so is every other state in the Union. And so is the entire world. If you were a giant holding the planet in your hands like this, you and it would be torn apart by the immense tidal forces created by your gravities. If somehow you could avoid that, though, the planet would feel not much rougher than running your hands over a pancake. But a soggy one, right? I mean, most of Earth's surface is covered in water. Your hands would get wet. Or would they? Yes, Earth is covered in liquid, but the depth of that liquid, like the mountains above, just doesn't compare to the total
We almost have a
size
shortcut.
of the planet. As it turns out,
If I go
if the Earth was
to
the size of a
A4,
typical classroom globe, like this one,
there's gonna
1
be a
foot
cutscene
in
there.
diameter, the volume of water contained in, above, and on it would only be about 14 milliliters. That's this much water. It's kind of hard to believe because at this scale, spreading this much water across all of the ocean's surfaces would be pretty much impossible due to surface tension, but this is it. All of Earth's water compared to all of Earth. 90% of the space on our planet life can live in is in here. The other 10% is dry land. So, no, you wouldn't get wrinkly fingers playing with an Earth like this. You could sop it dry just with a paper towel. Despite the incredible area oceans cover on our planet, their depth is just nothing compared to the size of our entire planet. Size of our entire planet. Now, you may have heard it said that if the entire planet were shrunk down to the size of a billiard ball, it would be smoother than a billiard ball. After all we've seen so far, that seems believable, but as it turns out, it's not true. The misconception stems from the interpretation of the World Pool Billiard Association's rules. Now, according to them, a ball must have a diameter of 2.25 inches, plus or minus 5 thousandths of an inch. Now, some writers have taken this to mean that pits and bumps of 5 thousandths of an inch are allowed. Proportionate On Earth, that would mean a mountain that was 28 kilometers high. So, since Earth has none of those, Earth must be smoother than a billiard ball. Except, if bumps that high were actually allowed on a pool ball, a ball covered with 120 grit sandpaper
Damn, nice
would be within
dodge.
regulation. Clearly, the 5,000ths rule is more about roundness, deviation from a sphere, and not texture. In fact, as microscopic photography has shown,
Oh, that could
imperfections
just be
on
the-
regulation balls are only 1/100,000th of an inch, or about half a micrometer deep and high. Scaled down to the size of a billiard
I
ball,
think I should go
Earth's
back.
Marianas Trench would be 49 micrometers deep. So, Earth is smoother than a pancake, but not smoother than a billiard ball. Nor, as XKCD wonderfully showed, is Earth smoother than a bowling ball. But hold on. Earlier we were using the word flat. Now we're using the word smooth. That distinction is important. You see, the Earth isn't flat like a plane. Instead, it curves. It's a ball. Pieces of Earth, like Kansas, might be quite smooth, but they curve along with Earth. If you were to stand in the middle of Kansas, people on the eastern or western edges of the state would appear to be not level with you, but about 8.1 kilometers below you. That's nearly the height of Everest, and if they stood straight up, they'd be tilted nearly 2 degrees relative to where you thought up was. Now here's an interesting coincidence. Generally speaking, 1 mile from where you are, Earth curves down about 8 inches. 1 kilometer from where you stand, it curves down about 8 centimeters.
Man, they made farming
Now
so
the
much
rate
more.
of drop due to curvature
convenient.
isn't a linear one. You can't just
I don't
multiply
hate it,
any
quite the
distance
opposite.
by 8 to get the drop due to curvature.
It just makes me
Instead,
realize how
use an online
stingy.
calculator
the
like
base
the one I
game
put
is.
down in this video's description. You can put in any distance you want. Anyway, the visibility limit caused by Earth's curvature is your horizon. It encircles you like a visual cage, but it's a cage whose radius is determined by how high up your eyes are. Conan O'Brien, at 6 foot 4 inches tall, can see up to 5 kilometers in any direction, but Snooki, at 4 foot 8, can only see about 4.3. To find out how far away your horizon is, geometrically, just use the online tools I've put down in the description below. Earth's texture can get in the way of your horizon, but can also cause things beyond the horizon to peek into view. HeyWhat'sThat.com factors all of this in. Now, if Earth was a smooth sphere, the view from atop Ben Nevis, the highest mountain in the British Isles, would be
Although the-
at the horizon 131 kilometers.
Incredible amount of items we keep getting
Such an area
is
would
kind
look
of a
like
problem
this.
on
But
its own.
factoring in Earth's ups and downs, here's a more precise boundary of what you can see.
Right?
Block trade,
But
Scottish
it's a
England,
good
or Lake
problem
of
to have.
Death, is only
Having a
about
surplus
10
is
miles from the peak. That's
a
within an
better,
8-mile
it's
radius,
a more fun
but it
problem
can't
than
be
having
seen
scarcity.
because terrain in the way blocks it. Parts of the Atlantic Ocean and the North Sea 8 times further away can be seen. They lie at the limit of Earth's curvature just before it bends the surface out of sight. These spikes extending beyond the geometric horizon are caused by things beyond it that are tall enough to peak above Earth's curvature. In the case of Ben Nevis, this includes high elevation parts of Northern Ireland. Okay, enough about the surface and what it's like close up. Let's go further away.
The fact that
and
the gold
see
drops
more.
are
This will be
guaranteed
fun.
though is super
But there'll
nice
be a
as
trade-off.
well.
The further away you are from something, the smaller it will appear to be.
It means
Moving
once you
away from
figure
Earth
out how
will make
something
more
works,
area
you'll
available to
you'll
see,
always
but
know
that
how it
area will
works.
take up less of your field of view. It can be difficult to illustrate this in
Okay,
a
that-
YouTube video.
I could have
because
worded that a bit
your
better, but
field
you get
of
what I'm
view,
saying,
the shape
right?
and size of what you can see with your head still,
I
just
never
by
really figured out what
moving
this
your
guy
eyes
speaks
around,
to.
is about
I think it's lightning.
120 degrees up and down, and more than 180 degrees horizontal. A screen is just a window of that space, nowhere close to filling it unless you get uncomfortably close. To help us visualize large apparent sizes, let's replace the spherical Earth with a flat disk that's
It
always
looks like
the
the
same
ninpo's in
distance from
between
the
my
observer.
elemental
This disk can be given an
attacks.
apparent size equal to Earth's from any altitude, and the disk can contain on it everything that would fit within your horizons from any altitude. Okay, so standing on the surface, looking straight down, Earth will take up nearly a full 180 degrees of your field of view. With your arms extended straight out parallel to Earth, your fingers will point to the edges of the planet, your horizon. From 400 kilometers up, about where the ISS orbits, 3% of the Earth's surface is within your horizon, but the Earth will only take up about 140 degrees.
Yep, that's my first time meeting
Your
the large
fingers
bill.
will point to Earth's
Nice.
edges if you narrow your arms' angles each by the width of 2 outstretched fists. One fist is about 10 degrees across at arm's
Still
length.
gone.
Now, you can move your eyes from edge to edge horizontally here, but you can't quite take in the full width vertically. But from more than twice this altitude, 1,000 kilometers away, Earth is only 120 degrees
It's
across.
just piercing.
That's one less fist width each. This is perfect. That fits within
In other
our
words,
narrow
gone.
vertical field of view. So, from 1,000 kilometers up, about 620 miles, you can just start to see Earth as a complete disk right in front of you at once. However, only 7% of Earth fits within the horizon from up here. Images of Earth taken by satellites this far up, like the Suami NPP, look kind of weird. I mean, North America doesn't actually take up this much of the globe. Earth's 120-degree width has been compressed to fit in an image much narrower. Compare Africa from its height to the famous blue marble picture taken from 45,000
And I don't like it when an
The
enemy is
latter
weak to a
looks
physical
more realistic
type,
when looking at a globe.
because I don't have as
under
many
gas.
options.
Geosynchronous satellites
for
are about
controlling
35,000 kilometers high.
Physical damage
From
types.
their altitude, 43.4%, nearly a whole half of Earth's surface is visible, but the Earth only takes up a meager 17 degrees. You could completely cover it with 2 outstretched palms. That's incredible. But what about from the moon? Well, from that far away, Earth is only about 2 degrees across. You could
Where the
block it
hell's the
out
honey?
with your outstretched thumb. However, you can see more of Earth, you can see further around its curvature from the moon. 49% of Earth's surface is visible. Just 49. If you want to see 50, half of Earth's surface at once, you have to go even further away. In fact, you have to go infinitely far away, which you can't. The most of a sphere you can see at once, your own eyes, is just half. But in the real world, way before you were actually infinitely far away, the amount of light reaching from Earth's surface would become so small and infrequent that you wouldn't be able to see anything at all. Stars, like our sun, are much brighter and bigger than the Earth. But only a handful have, even with our best technology, been resolved as anything larger than just a single point. From 1,000th of a light year away, our own sun would look like every other star in the sky, a single point to the naked eye, only about as wide as R Doradus, the widest star in our sky. From 91 light years away, the point of our sun would dim to a level undetectable by the naked eye.
V3 is super overtuned, man.
Most of the stars in the night sky you can see with your naked eye are further away than that. We can see them though because they're brighter and bigger than our own sun. Which means if there's life out there, living in systems around the
Maybe
stars
I'll
we've marveled at and written
play a
stories
little
about
later
since humanity
without
began,
her.
chances are we are not part of their constellations or folklore. We're a dark patch in the sky to them, an ignorable emptiness framing other stars, the ones they marvel at, while not knowing we're here or that there's anything here. And as always, thanks for watching. If you don't follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you are missing out on a treasure trove of premium content. So check that out. And know this. Oh, and this Vsauce shirt is only available to Curiosity Box subscribers. This shirt comes in the latest box. If you sign up now, you will get this shirt, so long as you sign up before it sells out. The Curiosity Box is good for all brains. It comes to your door 4 times a year, full of science gear and toys that I want you to have. I want you to hold and learn from. Also,
Yeah, holy
a portion
crap.
of the proceeds from every box goes to Alzheimer's research. I'm incredibly proud of it. But what's going on this shirt? Well, it's modular multiplication around a circle. We have the numbers 1 to 40 around the outside of a circle connected to their product
Smoke it.
with the number 4.
That is
So
indeed how
1 is
you
connected to 4, 2
collect
is connected to
beehive
8, 3 is connected to 12, and
thingies
so on,
in
even
real
past
life.
40. You can keep
That's how you do it in
imagining
Minecraft
numbers
too.
continuing. For instance, 1 can become 41, 2 can become 42, and this emerges, the Vsauce V. Many other shapes can be made by using different multipliers or different numbers around the circle. Mathalogger has a fantastic video on this topic, which you should check out. I'll link it down in the description. Thank you for being curious, and as always, thanks for watching.
I was actually surprised first time around that I was able to still remember the steps. I mean, the first step was easy enough to remember because I knew about the technique already, thanks to Minecraft. It's this guy again. Alright, here we go, a campsite. And a shortcut. Actually, we haven't picked up too much stuff yet, huh? Well, I want to finish the quest. Why not? It's money. Hey, the feather armor. Don't really need it though. Alright, I'm switching out to V3. So my choice is between Alma, Athelid, Luvobi, and Umag. Let's try Alma. I believe her chase attacks still use the same properties as her weapon. So, with any luck, I can still deal plenty of elemental damage through her, in conjunction with Iya. And weapons already. Electricity by default. Lovely. I don't even really need to heal. Yeah, very epic. Should maybe let it be level 2. Weird. Yeah, I want 4 chases. And more damage. Interesting. Bruh. Yep, I met one. They're not that hard. You just need to be properly prepared for that ability. 2069. Nice. I knew she would get one more level before I...
It now contains an impressive 740 unique characters that you can turn on for the night, and most are present in these runs. To have any grasp of what's going on, I introduced two of the best Ultra Custom Night players, Mutant Frogger 25, and had them explain their best runs to me. That's the first part of this video. Ultra Custom Night also has a campaign with a whole bunch of stages that give you bite-sized nights with some of the many new characters. So me beating that campaign is the rest of the video. Let's try our best at making sense of the most insane custom night community out there, starting with Fuse.
Can you see?
I can, like, you know, it's just not
It's the fire.
much, but I can see.
Click dangle in the top and click right there, and then I died to play. Because you can't see this, but in the top left there's a character named Light's guy who will kill you if you don't die in the first 3 seconds.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to kill yourself.
oh, it's just...
Instead of killing ourselves
Nice,
with
yes, it
we
works.
Go to the cams, go into the light
Fuck
system,
yeah.
click any one of these.
Okay, chase abilities are OP.
The thing with it's Freddy's, you know, pretty best. It will either kick
At
you out
least
of the
against
cameras,
crowds.
or leave you on the cameras because you picked the right one.
That is just
In this
wacky.
case, I did pick the right one.
Beyond
so
belief.
I go back to the cam system so I don't die to one of the animatronics, and I look at that guy's face, the endoskeleton. So I
You don't even know time or anything.
tell you.
But it's covered.
Yeah, rainbow chicken. Yeah, the magic rainbow. If it has the eyeballs, that means it's for him.
Oh, yeah. You're at 120 degrees, do you really care?
Yeah, we don't care. We have like Jaco Chica on one, so she's free on one.
Oh, you have a lot of characters on really low.
I want
just to,
all
like,
of the...
have the points. So, how many characters are in the game at this point when you make this run?
7. So,
After I get resurrected, I want
It's like
full
60.
cleansing
Like, almost 400 characters.
to level up
yeah.
And you have most
to be a rose worth of
Yeah.
cleansing.
So a lot of the havoc
That'd be
is
great.
to do with low level things that
Yeah, go get me just 3 points. In this train, there's a lot. That malware. Nah, it's not that bad.
How many hotkeys are you using in this stream?
A lot. Did you see the keybind?
I did. Are you using pretty much all of those?
Mm.
That's like the majority of your keyboard. So much stuff would end up behind other stuff. Do you like constantly have to look left to right just to see if things are there or not?
No, I'm trouble with that. Not really. I like Nightmare Baby. I'll just notice that he's standing up. I don't have to.
I actually already have a level. Point. I still
Barely see
haven't
the
used.
tip
My bad.
down there.
Uh.
And then what do you do to the coffee machine again?
Oh yeah, I want Triumphant Pride.
Okay, why is it so there?
I accidentally.
This'll.
I Alright, I'm following.
As long as I have Mara and Vale in the party,
Yeah, it seems so.
my team will simply never run out of HP and
Still
TP.
what? They're 4.5 minute nights.
Straight up.
And your heart goes racing when you see the rainbows because you think, yeah, this could be.
Yeah, how long did this take you? Yeah. Like, how about from 0 to 50,000? How long?
Started early, like, but it really helps if you press.
Yeah, that's true, because how many were in the game when you started?
30 kills. Yeah. And there's that, like, 35 kills.
The game plan is like, absolutely fill your office to the brim, because you can deal with stuff, and anything that can be dealt with while you keep it quick flip. Let you, I don't know, for example, left, why is he on 12?
Shock will actually be more useful right now.
As high as possible.
And he just completely attacked.
You want
As the boss we're fighting
Yeah,
is
yours
gonna be
is
weak to
definitely the
electricity.
highest I've seen. I mean, seemingly fairly bug-free.
yeah, apart from physics.
And V3 isn't what's powerful. I'm just OP.
Characters at 20, but in reality it was more like
There it
400
is.
characters at various difficulty levels. Besides exploiting individual characters' mechanics, he still had to do the
This
cool
muddy water
mechanic
is
of
its
building
nest.
custom night that
Normal
made
uses
resetting
mud to move
ventilation,
freely around the
which
wetland.
forces him into the camps briefly a number of times during the night. And
Since
then
Farmer is so at
he
home in the
had a
wetland,
long hair.
we must grasp the topography along its path.
And looks back at the earlier stages of the
Keep that in
game
mind
on
and drive it in the
before
corner.
exploiting characters
Once it's
became
stuck,
the
strike from behind.
played.
I wonder if I can just use V3 to completely ignore the puzzle here. Because although Narmer is powerful, it isn't. It's actually quite a pacifist. So honestly, I kinda just feel bad that we're being forced to kill this guy. It's very much not dangerous in the slightest.
More recently, Farmer 25 was able to go well beyond that with a 69-420 plus 200 score run, taking advantage of a ventilation exploit which allowed him to only enter camps once a whole night.
Anyway, thanks to the mud, it's practically impossible to chase after this guy.
There's been a few bugs throughout the game.
Well, not just the mud, but the way they programmed this guy, the Pathfind,
You're 69-420.
to always be the most optimal way to evade you, in particular.
Yep, and I will explain how.
So what you need to do is learn what you've been doing so
to make
far.
it work. I don't know the
By
logistics.
mapping the place, learning the mud, realizing,
Mr. Can't do
and then
here.
realizing from that
The game breaker.
that you can't
open the
actually
camera,
chase
reset
after
the
him,
ventilation at one time,
and then
use
realize
the
that
station bombies
there's
to know when to
secrets.
do that.
So it's
and
still
that's what you gotta do.
Yeah. You just
Corner him,
do it right away.
and then
Wait
ambush
for
with one of the
ventilation to start going out.
secret paths that you're able to snatch.
The hallucination body started hearing it, so if you reset the ventilation, then you're good. You just, yeah. And boom. Now the ventilation, it'll error at like.
How come these ones don't turn orange?
For 4 minutes, and you don't have 60 FPS. But if you're on 30 FPS, it works for the entire night.
So I'm assuming you're 69-420 is.
Ah,
Yes.
Yeah, I presume is what it is.
How long did it take you to get your 69-420?
Thankfully though, no enemies actually spawn in this area.
Yes, 69.
This place is completely enemy
6
proof.
hours.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, not too bad, but it's just the game
Hey,
is such
Russia.
a headache with how bright it is. It's just so much.
Wait, did I completely miss this in my
Never seen that happen.
DS emulator playthrough, the original?
I see. So that's who's doing that.
Yeah, he does that for all of money, basically.
That's the majority of like the loud noises and stuff.
Since there's no,
There's a number
threat,
that you just like
I'm just gonna map peacefully.
have. What?
Since Narmer's not gonna get in the way of that anyway. And I want this place to be mapped out because
Well, there's
reasons.
characters that can kill you even if your inhibitor is down, so
Yeah,
that'll
so
just kind of hinder.
camera characters. Kind of like a fun time.
Yeah, and there's a lot of flash mechanics. So currently how it works is you just let the temperature go all the way up to 120. And then obviously the characters that want it colder just can't be added at all.
Yeah.
And there's characters that
Alright, here we
other-
go.
Other systems require attention. So like, if I just load into the night, yeah, all of these systems, which some of them probably RNG choose your fate, but others like UPS system and task system,
Yeah.
especially light system with flush babies.
Yeah.
The stuff that can still kill you even if the monitor is down.
There was anyone I should have brought. It should have actually just been the Gladiator, since she still got good defense and can actually be a good substitute tanker.
Challenge sets here, right?
Right.
Some of them I do believe
For ES Provoke. But, I mean, we have so much healing anyway, do we really even need a tank?
I would say in a lot of them, character. Overlook ready.
Got you now.
Cursor anymore. Use the
Alright, I got the preemptive.
Yeah.
I just don't know if you physically can get everything in that a lot of time.
Right, and it's like a set.
Eat shit, asshole.
Yeah. It was a while when I started this.
But you guys saw us inside all.
But yeah, I did that in like the first earlier group. And there wasn't the delete characters.
First up, we're just setting things up.
Maybe just really match for this. Oh god. I just don't think I would want to.
Atari's not really all that useful.
So awful. Alright,
Info double might be useful.
and then this character here, all you can do is press
Sure.
all three and get it out of the way.
You actually know that. Yeah, it's like a couple of bumps that it gets the bumps, right?
Yeah, and there's these cupcakes on the table, you just have to have eaten by the end of the night. I don't know what the repercussion is to actually eating them.
You just do.
Yup, I don't question it. And then this guy up here, that's what we use to just get Life Guy out of the way right away. So we just pick the wrong one, so that Life Guy is done. So then this finicky is when you were talking about like having to stand by it. So that's just me trying to damage it. So I have a health bar right here that you can totally see.
Absolutely.
And then here's his health bar.
Yeah.
You just want to be mindful if your health bar is being low, you press the So this guy here throughout the night, I'll just be spamming the DPS and fully destroy all of his cards. He's a pavilion. That's basically most of it out of the way. And the snowman already told you just have to get melted.
Your one camera is coming up.
Yep. And after that, it's pretty smooth sailing. Get past that first camera clip, hope that
Oh shit.
you don't randomly die, because that looks to happen.
The expression of your face.
that is just longing to be done.
It's like your eyes are in pain. In the office, besides all of the nonsense in your face, there's like, what, 10 threads that you really wouldn't find in there?
Yeah, so it's like the slacking, like the reason I'm not using my cursor is there's a character of your cursor is still, the people I think it's apart together, one of the two. And if they're fully distance, then you die. So it's a lot of simple stuff. Sure, it looks like how the heck you know what you're doing. Like it's nothing. It really isn't. And I mean there are three things you have to listen for. So there's the two clowns. Which,
Yes.
the first clown you move left, the second clown you move right, and
And
then
it's always the free play on the first.
yeah. And then, the third thing
This
you
is
have to
so
look for,
unfair.
which usually happens towards the beginning of the night, is Dark Spirit Trap, I think it's called. You make a little glitchy noise, you just have to put on the heater until it stops. Yeah, I wish I didn't have to listen, also I just take the headphones off.
Yeah, true. So you can't see your power for the time of night.
Correct.
Are you at the kind of running out of battery?
There was one where I ran out of power. So
Yeah,
it's like,
that's-
how did that happen?
Things. And then time of night, are you just holding out?
For the time of the night, I just totally consider the thing. I kind of use the clown as my method of getting game.
Right, yeah.
And then also on the screen gets a little upside down. And there's one more text box that'll appear as well. We're at 5 AM, that's like, oh, it's 5 AM left already.
Okay, yeah.
When it happens, that text box is for adventure, RWFSWFXC.
Oh my gosh, you know the full name.
That's because Sand or something?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's because I was forever ingrained into my brain.
Oh, yeah, one of you. I just started calling him XQC and everyone was accepting that.
It's kind of satisfying to type out. It's all on the left side of the keyboard.
Oh yeah. Well, I wonder if that's some insight into the creation of the character. Scott just like smacked the left side of his keyboard and said, "Yep, that's it." And then it ends. I love your celebration. You might have seen that on screen.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize that was that anticlimactic.
Well, especially as a viewer, you were seeing this absolutely rain melting custom night, and then to end off, yeah.
Yeah, because before that, I did this, which took me 40 hours, so like,
So
however
just,
many hours I spent on that, I was like, whatever.
yeah, it didn't feel as like the time of work when it was there. I think for sure you need a simple understanding of this piece.
Yeah, which like, beforehand, I already done that's the first match that I ever did.
Nice. Wow. Okay.
So then, when I saw all
this
the
stupid
custom
ass-
night,
This stupid ass attack.
but the summer after I beat it, I was like, oh, that's perfect, I can just myself.
Frogger has stopped playing, but has never stopped doing max modes. If you're curious about any game's max modes, Frogger is constantly taking them on, and I would highly recommend checking out his channel. As for Ultra Custom Night, the leaderboard is hard to follow. It has scores on it that are definitely cheated by modifying game files, and some high scores use such absurd
Yeah, sure.
exploits that make the game look almost easy, just not on the eye. I think in small doses, though, the game has a lot to offer, and the campaign is a great example of where the game can really shine. Please adjust your volume until you can hear
Gotcha.
I can hear it. Dogs, the lights, the task, the GPS. What the fuck? Yes, let's do the obligatory 520. Whatever. Alright, chat, how long do we live? I'd say 3 seconds. Is that Minecraft? Puppets. I can't believe they have all these ships, but then for security breach, all they have is 3 log bodies.
Right. Maybe I should use prevent order.
Wait, did it say 0 seconds? How am I only lasting 0.1 seconds? With the black light ready. You will kill him before the night begins. Okay, so what if we take this guy off? Still only lasting 0.1 seconds. Oh, we can see. Yep, 3.5 seconds. That's good enough for me. Let's try campaign. Completely original soundtrack? That's impressive. Okay, this is beautiful. This is just normal, right? Either ready. Your power might be on Fury's rage. Might fight. Oh, so it's there we go. Alright. Should be an easy clap. Let's see Witherfred. Chat beats 520. Well, unfortunately for Chat beats 520, there appears to be a character inside that just kills you. So I don't really know how you're supposed to avoid that. 499.20 then.
They should start running soon enough.
Wasn't either of them, Chad. 395248.
Yep.
Oh shit. It's XQC. Wait, just stage 1. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. No problem. Is it? You have 3 different
Yeah, as if I'm gonna run away.
First things first, I gotta find this
I
guy.
have no reason to. Oh, sure.
Okay.
Fine then, come at me.
But here we lost. We even killed. Was it Red Bear? Was it Yellow Bear? Oh, these are red ones. Okay. Seem to do it alright so far. Oh, you're supposed to. I thought it meant, like, don't accidentally close the opposite door, not to close the opposite door. It seems relatively. What's the opposite of this one? Right door vents? Nice. Just music box every 15 seconds, like the 54. Beyond that, you should be relatively okay. Right, so I have two dudes to show up with vents, and I have to close the opposite vent where they are. Beyond that, I gotta click this guy's nose, collect the stuff on screen. I hope you guys have the code ready for when this comes up, because I already forget what it is. I don't know what the dev was thinking when they made this game, because what the fuck? Yeah, it's super winnable. Oh, chat, code. Appreciate it. That's quite impressive. Besides the 3 failed attempts, we just not get the key from here. Hey, augments. Okay, augmented trays. Alrighty. Hey everyone, my name is Popka. We get to delve for commentary. Yes. Walk this. Play Awesome Nights? Of course. Wait, what? This is just Steel Bolt Spring Body. I don't know. It's so low quality. Maybe oxygen supply was left. I don't want it.
Dude, man genuine can't deal damage to me right now.
Lights out red. I can grab that. Look different. I already prefer this Easter Bunny mini fuse drops. We have several seconds to find an egg. Okay. Click on the sock button. It is getting kind of complicated, but I would the oxygen supply. Don't click magic.
Oh.
Click on it. Light on the lights. You put your monitor up, the right door closed, and it'll take it as an insult, infinite space-time and utility. Okay, so things I have to be worried about are like the oxygen and the lights. Oh. I tried. Okay, this is fairly different. Where's the oxygen? Be aware. No. Wow. You guys can't see the eyeballs staring back at me.
Yeah, switch to. Oh, wait, I'm a music cutter. And a mad blaster. And a flag. Riddles are going away. Oh, they have to do Yeah, this game is insane. I had no idea there was so much. I will look at more of this another time. I just do not have
Hell yeah.
capacity to do it right now. Oh, it actually has my save. Somehow, on a different computer. Do you remember this? This is from like February. I played a bit. I was actually well, we'd done like 2 nights. Yeah, I had like a Bonnie buddy. White Portals are nights you haven't completed yet. Is this white? You're so. This is gonna be very rough. Okay. Switching between power generator and solid ventilation will make it become more detailed. Like an egg in your office. Got it? Oh yeah! Be some total panic flies over the screen. Avoid moving your cursor. I don't know what oxygen supply is. When he's there, leave the door open so you get inside the shock of the yeah, I don't really know what this means. It's just more campuses. Hey,
Wait, what?
oxygen.
I don't need TP.
There's a ticket. I'm getting a bunch of money. This is fine. That's fine. Ban on. Is this a loss? Got it. Okay. Off goes the fence.
I got
Does
you,
that have something to do with the oxygen?
bitch.
Supposed to shock. Oh, there's.
Alright, should still be yep. Alright, time to finish this.
Where do I let the thing go? Power. Oh, shit, right. Drop this compound. Why am I losing so much power? Okay, I have to find this monkey. I don't even need all this. How do I get back to... I forget what you... Oh, this is the egg guy, yeah. Really doesn't help that they're like, haha. We'll make every character look the same so that you can't, like, learn what they do. Shock, haha. Wait, hold on. Oh, I'm losing power. No, there's a ticket. Now I'm losing power really fast. I have to find a hallway and shock it. Something. Take a look at the big shit. Yeah, where I have to. On something. Yay. Oh, that's. The egg isn't an egg. Oh. Shoot. Run with the lab. Like, okay, we're getting somewhere. I think maybe. What did you see this? Thank God I jump through. This is a mess. Hey, I have to manage. Wow, we made it to Top Rose Arenas. We have to take it back. No!
Gotcha.
Kill me! I don't know why I died. Fine. Please start zapping.
Oh, nice, I got him dazed.
Taking Alright. Everybody, this will be easy win first try. It's gonna periodically shut those doors. I really don't want to catch this. that meant that I think I committed. Yeah, he's like super short and hard to see through the fan. Well, this night got considerably easier once I was able to distinguish the enemies. 96% power, by the way. Yay! Probably the worst custom night I've ever played in my life. Is this thing on? Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm Street Chef Newspaper here to report the latest news. Yesterday, homeboy got stuck in a tree. The authorities get out of reach. Flamethrower Bear and caused a devastating wildfire. Just about expected. I did not see this coming. Little shit.
One last hide.
Not having fun. I said, so, I go. But, feel free to go forward. Yes.
You're done for.
Different icon? Okay. Song? Oh, it's just that. It's just, we are now in the sky. It's got a skin though.
Yeah, tails are up.
How have we, on a split second, click and make it? What have we got? We have to find the light system. Light system.
You're amazing, each and every one. I can't believe you invested one armor.
Don't click that. Do click the song. Base. Okay.
Thanks. Now we can all go down into the second stratum.
Song. It's a habit.
Come on, we gotta get back to Armor Road and get our stuff together to go deeper. Starting tomorrow, we're gonna check the unknown. Hope to see you guys there.
There's something that I remember though. And the space time and the brain. Center, stand,
Yes.
enter,
Resurrect just in time for the second dungeon.
Just a second. Yeah, I have that's the guy was only there for like a 10 second. Just zooming up to yes. It's got like a sword.
Dark Ether would actually be really useful
Why did I die?
right now to have.
Flash your flashlight at its highest until it runs off. How did I do that wrong? Is this flash? This isn't on off. Well, it does change the usage, so yeah, it must change. It's just so slow and out of breath. Like, and you can see it without putting your light on. How does the sock relief? It wraps around your neck. If I was a sock, that's how I. Or it stuffs it. He stuffs himself down.
Whoa, wacky. The Dark Ether will help. I mean, I am not running out of TP anymore, but this is just gonna help me even more on
The
that.
sock jump scare.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. After I win, can I get sock scare?
This is actually just unfair.
That sounds like Enter. No! No! Dude,
I don't really need. Yeah, let's just start going for Knife Mastery now so we can deal damage. Shadow Bind would be useful.
This definitely takes me down, but now it's good. Sorry, just exactly what? The make of this toilet. I get it. What?
Oh, can I actually just go to the second dungeon now?
Stan is back. Twice. Ah! It's always good. Oh, we should check the sock is back. once I screamed to Sea of Thieves, and I put another sock on my hands every
Cool.
like, few bits.
Hell yeah, the Undersea
I think
Grotto!
it would be in the Astral Spin video reject. I ended up with like 16 socks on my hands, and I couldn't press individual keys. I also couldn't press individual mouse buttons. So at one point I scoped in with one hand and shot with the other. Feel free to let's win so we can do it. Everybody come at once then.
You're the Uriai Guild.
I can see
Yes? So you're best in Narvers. Your strength is considerable.
enter the deep.
But I suggest you cast aside any frivolous notions that you're strong enough for this stratum.
This is what's lying above
This is
us,
the
X-Space.
Undersea Grotto.
A definite example
Somewhere
of
here
what's
lie
already
clues to the
above
deep
us.
city that sunk long ago.
That light
None have
seems
found
so far
it
away.
yet.
Hey, it's the
Worse,
secret
many
society
more
of
explorers have vanished here compared to the realm above. Understand that the dangers here are far beyond anything you faced in the first stratum. Yeah, the enemies here are fucking bullshit. Starting from now on, as if you thought they couldn't get any worse already from the first dungeon. I leave you with this last piece of advice. You see that pillar of light? You look into it. That is a submagnetic pole. Its workings are unknown, but it will allow you to travel freely between the labyrinth and towns. Perhaps it's some remnant of the deep city's old technology. We have no way of knowing. What we may be sure of is that it is useful. Remember it during your travels in this travel. Oh yeah, I still got some time, so
Your mouse cursor hits a little force your mouse to stay in the middle of the screen, okay? What can kill you? The other one, I don't know if this
you know, let me take away E this time from the team.
Bridge camera, yep. Shine your flashlight.
I'll keep Veil, but I've been relying a bit too much on Alma as well.
It's like reverse Phantom Freddy. Okay.
Let's try Athalid.
This is just Phantom Hell. Looking around too much in the mask bar causes the spring locks to trip. Push the lever or hit.
So I want to try ES again.
It
I'll take
hardly
V3
died
out
this
again.
night. Just, like,
And then Lubobi.
man, this is spring locks. Oh my gosh, my oxygen! Ah! And there's supposed to be a cheetah somewhere. Alright, we gotta find who's fucking with the oxygen and the pizza. This is the threat. Oh, this is the oxygen one. I have to click them to unlock myself.
Hell yeah.
Tell them who they are. Venture Phantom Bank. The front vent. Beaver. I don't understand the beaver. Where's this beaver? So I, have to
I
click
do
the
want her to be
phantoms.
tanky. Since she can regenerate TP now and stuff.
There's the
Although she does need to be in
There's the ones I have to click. Okay.
perfectly maxed out, so
Now besides that, what?
well, I have Veil. Wow, look at ES.
You guys are just
She's got a lot to work with right now.
I can't disable. Yeah, so I'm just gonna click the ghosts and keep this vent down as quick as I can. I don't even play the strike zone. I vaguely remember that. I don't give a fuck. You guys don't scare me. No idea how to get rid of advantage. My temperature's really good. I hate this scene. Pizza face. Oh, shit. No! 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 I didn't see it climb the bed! Since I have oodles of power, I'm just gonna try and keep as many doors closed as much as possible. Since I literally don't think I can run out. Surely it can't be a bad thing to keep doors. Look. Can't close that door. Whatever. Not that good.
I want
No!
higher crit rate is amazing. She doesn't need more TP. 100 is seriously more than enough.
Yeah, I know Springlock failure. I don't
Atlas.
So I can't really see myself running into that problem. I just need to make sure I don't get a ghost behind the man. Child, I don't know what to do with this job. Just kinda hang it in. Okay. Should be a dub. We have randomly made our way through this night. Good to see. New high score. Well, I have a burning question. Who would win 100,000 zombies and 300,000? No shocking. Solid gold endoskeleton. It's like a
More
solid
TP.
black- This is my end. Want to see if you look? I'm kind of busy. Please, no, please. This is to the ice.
I want the pro.
I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, yes. It's side of that. These are actually nice looking.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put myself down a little bit, I think. Good, ready.
Ooh.
Out the office like that. Small, ready appears in small ways. So it's play FNAF but small. So that's there. Oh.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
It's not that big of a deal.
Ethel
It
can
might just
actually be a defender
close
now.
top end. You can, but
If she so
I
wishes.
don't want to. Decorate the frames of the left right doors.
Or at least her summons, I mean.
One door's light turns blue and close it before you
Wow, look at that TP.
Door's light
Okay,
turns red.
they increased the TP of Wildlings a lot,
Here in your office,
it seems.
too long. Freeze random person. Wad, and I'm just gonna keep it off. So constantly wrap wrapping paper around the control shock and the make them exist. And the wrapping paper. Oh, I have to buy this. The crosshair appears on your screen. Be careful to avoid snowballs that gradually freeze. Press Q to toggle earmuffs. But it drops. This is literally just. Let's see if I can remember. I guess I just. yeah, I missed it. So the presents are in. But like, I don't have any money. I assume I have to gather it. Oh my god. There we go. I want it to just be a bug, don't I?
Oh,
Right.
cool.
Yeah, I've been doing that shit when I go to camps. Since he... Anyway, I think I'll keep my... Everybody does. Yeah. Bro, Bonnie, you gotta chill. 43. Pretty easy. 9. Oh. Nice. 46. 92 for prices now. I was wonder. I didn't buy the gift this time. I got jump scared by a box. Alright. Oh, we got him. Good start.
Alright, this is actually still a pretty
Start
strong
getting it
team.
wide, and
Yeah, I just realized there
right.
really isn't really such a thing as a bad team comp anymore with this mod, and I love
Yeah,
it.
vent snare. Well, what if I just kept that door open? Earmuffs make it quiet. But it takes a while for the coldness to go away, so it's 100 degrees. I don't have to do vent reset or anything, like I don't have to open the cams again this week. I think the gingerbread box might do nothing then because of that. And
Ah,
I'm
I think
still
you
at
returned
100%
full from your
power,
battle
so
with
I
Norma.
don't have to worry about
Almost
Vega.
praiseworthy.
We're just chilling.
I have thought you
So
to be
I'm
well, but
casually-
in truth you seem rather skilled.
No.
Well then, Gilderoy, I grant my permission to venture. The undersea grotto. Once a part of the ocean, its halls are filled with air now and can be traversed. It's a part of the labyrinth now. Do not go there lightly. Ah yes, I almost forgot. In recognition of your service of defeating Norma, the Senatus has a reward for you. Lovely. Whoa, that's a lot of XP.
Right, chat. Yes, so this is the campaign. You move between the presets. It's a good thing to do. Like, Odyssey UCN should have done this. Having a ton of characters, like, what do? We'll have a campaign where they play a bunch of presets. Like, hello, Grappler! What? Are you having trouble slipping around? Well, we've just dispelled. Feels like this doesn't come up that often. Don't have to watch up the game in the morning. I forgot to bring the keys. This campaign is about as coherent as the game itself. Like, the snowman said he would show us around, and then he was like, well, I can't walk. Like, that's just the campaign in a nutshell. Yuri's Madness. Reptile's Rage. They'll spot on Fury Rage 4 to beat them before they defeat you. What is this? What am I getting? This doesn't seem like better. Right. So it's like really just Fury's Rage. But I have to deal with it is what? Indeed. Somebody's here. Yeah, well I heard a bit on Twitter, people were like, ah! We're like, oh my god, that force been solved. And have at her. At this rate, I can just spawn a Scottish. There seems to be a very common theme going on, chat, and it's that the books are just gonna explain everything. Like, if John's stuff is correct, then even the future games are just gonna be based on books as well. So, it's like, why make a theory when, you know, in 2 years, 2 years, the books will just get through. I'm gonna read some of them. I mean, you guys said that some of them are good. I'm deep in, oh my gosh, chat. So I'm on my 4th zombie book of, you know, this zombie book binge that I've been on. And it's also the 4th book in a row with a
That's a lot of lore.
I don't know if I've just been out of books for a while and forgotten how often it happens, but it's the 4th one. Pretty wild. The triangle just started where I was on Twilight though. Dude. What? You know why that one's rated 3 stars? Probably because they don't expect you to be a professional Fury Fury's Rage Player. No, it is Princess. Or is this me or whatever it was? Did I just get it? Because he's not talking about it. See if they open the gates yet. This is the third time this week. No, you can help. I know where he lives. You can just get it there.
Oh.
You can go into his house to get the key.
I'll wait.
Here it is. Is this me? You see your ex. Why am I spinning? Oh, that's it. Okay. Why does that happen? Why does he get stuck if I shoot him? Oh my god. Concept? Bob? I should have expected. The eraser won't work on me anymore. I have armor. Wait, am I dying? I'm like getting shot. Okay. Oh my god, the Blue Squad. Oh shit! No! My damage attempt. We have to restart. Also, Foxy died, but good riddance. Check out my final form. Oh my gosh, it's like everybody combined. Also, Foxy's back. Oh god. No. Thank God. I don't want to. Alright, we made it to his house. Yippee! We got it open. So. No corpse. Oh, so I can go to the other place. Okay. Oh my god, it's just a... That was a crazy moment. Well, here we go, chat. You look quite busy. I'll keep this conversation short. Have you heard about the upcoming area? It's quite interesting. Yeah, you slide, so like... Yeah, they stay there.
I think I'm fine with everyone, what everyone has right now.
Platforms? Alright, cursor cannot go through. Or range the whole night. Every 2 seconds, a lob by which you can drag and drop
Wait,
it.
could the feather armor have been given to...
Until explode the carpet when you breathe. All in your mouse.
No.
Well, if you're in your screen every 2 seconds, be careful not to use your mouse. Cause it to slow. At random,
Yeah, I'll buy one laser, why not?
Activating, not activating. It's time to recall the results of these renders and press enter in this text box. Sunflowers, you start to appear on 1 AM on your screen as you kind of effect. There's no normal big accessibility. I love how we only did like consistent thing in this game is football.
Oh yeah, the fish festival. Hell yeah. I wanted to aim for number 1 this time.
My HP seems okay.
They breed like rabbits, apparently. Ooh, fire hammer.
Bombs keep going off, which could be a problem. But I don't really have presence of mind. I guess I can just put them all to the bottom of this. Oh, whoa, hey guys. Okay, this got slightly more complicated. I really can no longer, the bombs, a little cut off. That should make sense. Oh, I got no. I've still only been hit once. I'm trying to say. Almost 4 AM. At 4 AM, something else comes. The eyeball. Show up at 4 AM. Is that now? It is. Another sunflower. Nothing in the eyeball. Okay. We're gonna try and stay in the middle of the screen because that's where the block jumps here. As long as it Rob doesn't show up in my little box. Middle. Also, there's like only one more butterfly on this.
I guess I'll beat up the. I'll go do that quest with the bosses.
Holy crap! Now we gotta be on the move now.
We can explore the undersea grotto in the next episode.
50%. They're pretty much no hit. That said 4 star. That was so much easier.
It would be nice if I had most of my, apart from V3, everyone here is a physical damage specialist, but we'll make do. It really doesn't matter, these guys are weak enough at this point.
Oh my god, what is that? Scary.
Oh, nice.
Yo, these kind of look sick. Is forging several clear lists. He's expected to remain in prison for up to 7 years. The Man Brother says Baldwin Tower. He was kind of mid anyways. Says like Warrior Spring Trap, Aztec Warrior Spring Trap. Most people here are friendly.
Oh, I forgot about limits. Oh well, should be fine.
Not my good friend on me. He's not making fun. Alright, carry on, I guess. Interested in power? Not that type of power. I'm talking about charge. In a place like this, I think they took staying free a bit too literal, don't you think? I have a bit of a challenge right here. I'd like to see how much of that precious energy you can save. Yikes! All you who are skeptical away. Whoa, that's gonna be a killer. Turn the bit upside down. Slasher attacks with flash on the screen. It's fine. You can turn him on by pressing the red button on the screen. When it's on, you can use your random thing to help rebel against. Okay, so like a nobody. Hell yeah. Hello, Mr. Hippo. Are in your office and turn your flashlight off every time. Stop using it. Stop using the bar. Use the bar for fine. Every time you use it.
Right, using blood return will actually heal. They all.
Awesome. Here it is. Party room camera. If it tells you to come closer, close the door. So party room A, close the left door. Close both doors. Takes 5.
Ah.
So I'll have to check cams for you.
Booyah.
So far. We'll need her 4 times to make the power training stop. Man, he randomly turns himself off. Rise wall. Don't let use the jumper. Right. Okay. They're on the thing. Good find that. We have to find gotta find the mineral. Wait, also the rainbow masks. Every time you put on the mask, it'll change its hue to a random color. Every color has a different property. That's all. The way to the wall. Find the wall. This is gonna take a while. What? Absolutely not. Totem Hall. Totem Hall. I'm back in here. Is that them again already? Batteries. Drive that. Was it this surprise me? We appear to be getting the frame rate. I don't remember why that happens. Oh, wait, tell me to come closer, I can figure out. Right. So I have to find the party rooms as well. Hey, yes. So, here's the totem hall. Where are the are. I couldn't. Oh, a cleaver 4 times. Thank you. Yes. I couldn't see him in front of you. I don't understand. Why can't I find him? I don't know which. I think I'm just gonna close both doors, actually. Let's just do that. Yeah.
This is too unreal. I'm OP. I think just level 2 will be enough.
I see that shot pretty good. Oh shoot, I missed it. I missed it.
Oh yeah, this. I want this.
Good thing,
30% chance now. That's a pretty good chance to
playing
me.
a low frame rate.
But I'd want it to be 50 preferably.
Alright, Chad? Low frame rate? No problem. I mean, I don't really know how 400%.
Only minus 5%.
If I'm holding on to power
That
this
doesn't
well,
seem
I think
worth it.
720 is never gonna happen because the unit are just like really good 701.
Oh wow, it's super
No, so I
weak.
don't think levels really matter. We are chilling, Chad. Should go away now. Still gonna be over 100 at the end of this, I think. Just got here, the low frame rate is literally part of the game. Wow, a new high score. Why is that fellow running around in your office? It's just completing so many missions, you can hear a path open. You're gaming so hard. Why is the water created? It's like acid. Created the toxic zone. What you trying to do? Escape? You trying to escape? It's like toxic rain. I created this world, the world of chaos and cascade. Perfect. Why would you try to leave? Or you're not enjoying yourself? Think you're better than just
Cool.
place any less safe? The hell that rain is
I wanna-
out there?
I want to
Literally
switch
nothing I
these
said has
around.
implied any of that. Too bad. If you think you can try and leave, go ahead. God,
I'm not sure if positioning matters, but
okay. I did not.
I'm not gonna take my chances and place the primary weapon at the top.
I feel like if I go into that purple door, I'll be safe. Yeah, okay. Just got the three. I see. Also, I totally forget why I have Bonnie and what he's doing. Shit! Let's go get my ass! My ass! Why did I get so much slower? You again? Hello! Congratulations on making it
So they do
far.
magic
Like a
damage,
friend.
which explains why I'm able to deal so why the numbers are so damn big. Which would explain why the numbers are so damn big. I mean, rather. I don't know. I still think V3. I think the Ig droids are the strongest class available right now. I think they should be nerfed. Reduce the TP to 50 instead. I think that'd be a good starter thing, because in the beginning, with their summons, are really powerful.
Sometimes, boss.
Yeah, as soon as you get a little bit stronger, it's understandable that it
20,
becomes
30, 40, 50,
Alright.
60, 70,
it's way too powerful, I think.
God.
But like I said, so is literally everything else. So, I don't know.
get in the game. First try.
Hot damn, Hurricanes.
To be fair,
Alright, so
I was
Ia's attacking
fully started
twice.
there.
Counts
I
for
was
Chase
giving
attacks.
it my all.
I have been
Nice.
sleeping on
I
Chase.
was wondering what they were
It
gonna
is
do
such a
after
good thing.
10,000.
It's such a good ability. Like, holy hell.
Dead end. That's 700.
Look at this.
Next door.
That is unreal.
Girl literally sleep as well as gradually lost memory.
Maybe make the summons cost the exact same as the wild beasts, because the beasts are technically just weaker in every way from the bots. So the bots should cost 15 or 20,
Golden Bubba.
I'd say,
This guy is
if they're not gonna change the stats.
classic.
Yo 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 yo.
Nice. Let's go. It's a really good way to introduce people to the characters. It definitely could be longer. with how
I've
many
never been able to
characters.
beat one of these bitches before.
This is all you could have done.
That changes here.
Go back. I think I did all of them actually. I'll try to do some more. Oh no. I think there's something I didn't do.
I think lower evasion would be good. Right, and then just attack.
Ah.
What? No.
Ah. Okay. Oh yeah, chat. Aren't we happy we decided to go back to see what's left of the campaign? Isn't this just
Fine,
exactly
then.
everything we could have ever asked for?
They made you even harder
We
here.
beat 120, we can't beat
Oh really? You guys are so cute. You think you could
Nice.
win just because you got the
You go
Sneak
south of my
attack.
neck and hit a tree.
idiots?
What happened? Where did it take me? Yeah. So you're new here. I have lived 5 miles away, so I live here. Scary monsters, so they can be nice.
I don't know. Morale boost is such a weird thing.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I recommend my captain.
She needs more TP. She doesn't have enough TP. I mean, she will mostly just be doing auto attacks, but
First off, be sure to pick up sticks to the fire. Because the Ultra Customite content you get. It's a bit of a total shift, yeah. Don't want it to have
hell yeah.
prestige for the flash. Just the powers here. See the monsters flash with
I don't know. Let me compare them real quick.
you can use the flash.
160 HP, 93 damage.
Sometimes fire is full. Fire is never full. That
The base HP here is even lower.
it's not freaking going away. Yeah, this thing fucking close.
I'll go try out the summons later.
It's almost over. It's literally just been fucking shark. That's it. Just a shark. Yeah, the
Oh,
sun
see,
is
you are returning with
nearly
safety.
fucking up.
Yay!
It's like midday.
A guard came in a moment past and told me you accomplished their request. You're getting so strong lately, so dependable. Thanks to you, the dangers dealt with at Armor Road is resting easy now. Work a good upkeep, yes? Here's the rewardings as promised. Do help us again?
Am I just supposed to? Ted, I
Not
think
bad for XP.
we're done with the campaign. Well, at least I'm done with Funky.
I want this to have fire.
I guess I'll keep looking a bit for CPUs. Okay. Oh, that's just
I haven't sold the Volt Whisker yet.
Looks like you found your way to the arcade. That's spooky. Is this what we want to be doing, Chad?
Hot damn.
Game like someone consistently please. Is this Scott's first game? Or like a replica of it? Oh my gosh, I'm taking the Oh my gosh, I figured out the shooting. Shooting in the direction I'm moving.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'll go for
No
it.
more try down the man. Oh my gosh. Alright, we beat. I don't care anymore. Okay, I won. Fantastic. As for
Alright, I'll be able to get money faster anyway once I get to the second dungeon. Because the new farmings there have pretty much double the gains.
So level the old man consequences boss. Okay, I'll actually go there. Hey,
For now, that's the end.
Alright. Dude, body's going so hard right now, Pumpkin. I might just take my headphones off.
Let me try leaving B3 behind again. They all...
Oh, you just lose score? Get the fuck out of here. Apparently there's something in the on. Okay, this is the last actual Ultra Custom night. Now, we have various characters. I assume this is don't play. Woohoo! Still nothing in the tasks. It's gonna come up and, like, you're gonna have no idea how to deal with it. I'll learn to figure it out later. Okay, then.
Yeah, I'll try Alma and Iya.
Okay, well, this is deep. See, you walk through both the hallways on that one at once. You want to be the real one. What's the one, the real one? Or make this one. Damn, bro. Dude. Real one. Oh, I do not have money. Wow, and mangoes.
Wait, I didn't mean to bring Alma, but
That's the demand.
this could
And
still
that's
work.
the tasks. Yeah, I can like get money or something. Tasks.
I want to try a gun for Alma.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I can have Iya have everyone focus on Alma while she shoots people from the back. She'll still have pretty good defenses as long as she's in the back that way. I want elements along with all the physical access this
the
team is
most
supposed to have.
Actually normal
So,
night,
sorry Alma.
I think. Oh, like a mango garble. 20 coins probably gonna be good. I can't imagine dude coming one.
I meant to put in Mara.
Yeah. I'll just chill now. Wow. Okay, never mind. Maybe you come a lot.
Alright, I'll explore just for a little
Who's
bit.
that guy? Why does he just show up all the time? Yeah, Shamrock.
Test out the wild Blix
Do they suck
summons.
power?
Mm-hmm.
No!
Oh, first enemy.
I'm a fool! Oh,
Doo-doo-doo.
nice. Alright, surely 40 will be enough. I just gotta think about Vents, this dude, Mango. You know what? Power is like actually right.
Oh, the hound heals.
So I think that's it for
What?
the missions in the campaign. That's it. Campaign beat. Yes. No. See more stuff. I don't know what the limit of possible is. The game's changed lots. It's like people were really hardcore grinding for. I've been
Bro.
talking to people, and around 70,000 is the considered human limit. Thanks to Fusion Frogger for taking time to chat with me. The channels are in the description as well as the game itself, so you too can try 720 and die in 41 seconds.
And thanks to Mara, that should have healed everyone. Yeah, I think that did. It's based off of tech. It's 25% of tech that gets healed. Which is a measly 4 HP. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, Luvobi is a lot less defensive than I remember her being. Dun, 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 dun. This is actually another song where I prefer the original DS rendition over whatever the hell this one is. It's way too echoey. I need to see that hound in action again. Before I go. Oh, World Buffers. Oh boy. Yeah, that's so nice. Alright, so it attacks and heals, that's how that works. Interesting. Why the hell is it taking so long to kill? Hey, what? But I killed them with ice. Hey, oh, nice. Scorpion. Whoa. Even when storing, there's still a limit. The amount you can store. That's wacky.